Hello everyone, this is Donna from Even the Scales. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're all having a good weekend. I'm back on my channel again right now to speak about my neighbour who is still poisoning the air that I'm trying to breathe in my home. She lives very close to me, and for those of you who have been keeping up with my videos here on Even the Scales, you would already know that the majority of my community, the police, and my family have been involved in carrying out very cruel psychological abuse on me for over a year now. And not a lot of things that they can do now to get to me because so much truth is going out in these videos, and more people have been finding out about what's been going on here in Campbelltown. And I'll just go through the list with you of some of the things that have been taking place here in Campbelltown over the past year as a part of the abuse that's been carried out on me. So, with my neighbour poisoning my house right now, she's sending her toxic cigarettes smoke through into my home. This is because her range hood has been rigged. Her range hood, along with two other neighbours' range hoods that adjoin my property, have been rigged so that they can put anything they like through their range hoods, and everything's being diverted into my home. So what she's doing, she's sitting at her range hood all day, every day, smoking cigarettes, and she just turns the range hood on and off. So I get like whiffs of it come through. It came through my home. She does it like first thing in the morning when I wake up, and first thing in the morning, it's shocking. Like I breathe it in and I can actually feel it taking over my body. I can feel the nicotine going through my blood because, I mean, I've got no choice but to breathe it in. I'm in my own home. I shouldn't have to put up with this. Um, and not only that, I've noticed that there is just so much dust in my home, far more dust than there ever used to be. And this is because the range hoods are being diverted into my roof, and it's pushing a lot of the dust from up in the roof down into my home as well. So what they're trying to do, they're trying to cause me breathing problems. They're trying to cause me breathing problems, health problems, and that's been a part of this abuse. Like for the past year, they've been trying to cause me some kind of major health episode or even death because they're trying to shut me up, because this is all a part of a massive police cover up. So right now, with her sending her toxic cigarette smoke into my home all day, every day, this is actually a form of chemical warfare. Even though it's only been carried out on one person, they're using chemical warfare here to take people's lives. And she's doing it right now. This is how smug this woman is. So that's why I'm on here right now, because I need help. Um, if there's anyone that can help me, please reach out. I will leave my email in the description box. Contact me. If anyone can help me legally bring this woman to justice, because she's an absolute criminal. It's just disgusting. I mean, how low can you get, like, to be sitting there poisoning someone's air in their own home? And my landlord, St George Community Housing, knows about this. I've been yelling out to them for over a week now to do something about this woman, to put the range hoods back to normal. And there's also a camera in my home too. Like, for those of you who don't know, there's a camera in my smoke alarm. My landlord also knows that is there. The justice system have placed that there, and obviously my landlord must be working with them, because that hasn't come down yet. It's still in there, and the neighbours are watching me on this. She's the only neighbour carrying out abuse right now. She's the only one. Everything's stopped except for her, and it's all she does. And because she does have that close access, they're using her, because there's so much truths out about the disgusting crimes that have taken place here. So they're using her. So it's very sneaky. because, I mean, no one knows that my air's being polluted. No one can hear that, or, it's something that's silent. So they're using chemical warfare to try and cause me deliberate illness or death. I can't handle toxins in my body. I used to be a smoker myself, and I got to the point where I couldn't handle them anymore. And I just cannot handle anything toxic. And she's just breathing this into my home all day, every day, into the night. Sometimes the other night she attacked me for 6-7 hours straight with her toxic cigarette smoke, and there's no escape. I mean, this is only a little unit. This is my home. I don't have anywhere else to go, and I love my home. I look after my home. I keep it clean. I'm a good tenant. I don't bother anyone, and all I do is get on here and just fight for my life from what I've been put through from these neighbours and other members of the community. And the Campbelltown Police also encourage these neighbours. At least once a day they come through and stalk me. They have done this every day for over a year. And they're doing this like to encourage the neighbours, to give me feelings of hopelessness. Like they're trying to make me give up on my life as well. Just trying to make me feel like you're never going to get any help. Everyone's just going to abuse you forever. But, I don't have that kind of mindset, and this is why it's not working on me. So, yeah, they're using chemical warfare now in my home. This woman's trying to suffocate me, and there are authorities that know this is going on. The police also watch into my home on this camera, and they stalk me according to my movements in the house, and that's exactly what this vile woman is doing, because anyone that would do that to another person is vile as far as I'm concerned. Sitting there and spending every minute of your day abusing another person with your toxic cigarette smoke. It's a disgusting secondhand lung smoke. It's toxic. It's deadly. And she shouldn't be doing it. And my landlord should be doing something immediately about it, because air is the most important thing. So, yeah, chemical warfare is one of the things that they're using now. And she's also sending the stench from her home through when she turns her range hood on, because when she turns that on, it just sends the whole smell of her house through as well with the smoke. So it's absolutely vile, the smell that's coming through. And it's got to be full of airborne germs, the way it smells. It's just rotten. So that's biological warfare as well. They're trying to make me sick. And, even though it's just one person, that is what it is. That is the reality of it. They're trying to affect my health and take my life using chemical warfare and biological warfare. And, just because it's one person, that doesn't mean it's not happening, and that doesn't make it not real. That's what they're doing. There's also been a lot of environmental crime take place here in Campbelltown over the past year. They have been using any kind of transport to carry out deliberate noise attacks. They also use transport to stalk me constantly, and they also send stalkers out to stalk me when I go out. So, I mean, they're all just deliberately using their cars and transport to stalk me on the road, all the way there, all the way home. So, yeah, there's a lot of environmental crime that's taken place here, particularly with the noise attacks. They were just dreadful. And they also send stalkers past my home too, all the time, in loud cars, loud petrol guzzling cars. Crimes that violate international criminal law. They are committing crimes that violate international criminal law here in Campbelltown. The police are, my landlord is, St George Community Housing, other authorities are, and all of the people involved. They are violating things like basic human rights. My basic human rights are being violated in extreme ways, absolutely extreme ways that you wouldn't even think that you would ever happen to anyone in this day and age. But it's happening to me right here in Campbelltown. My basic human rights are being violated in the way that my privacy is being violated. It's not just my neighbours that can see into my home. Like, it's not all my neighbours, it is just the neighbours that have been involved in this abuse. They look in on my home so that they can track me, what I'm doing in my home, and then come up with creative ways to carry out abuse. And the woman sending the toxic smoke through, she's watching me constantly on the camera. She just thinks she's almighty and powerful, and she is sending the smoke through according to what I'm doing. So when I try and do things that are part of my daily routine, things that I like to do, that's when she does this the most, which is just disgusting. It really is. And so there's my privacy that's been violated like that. Then there's the fact that I have been robbed of my right to move around freely in the world because of the way I am stalked and psychologically abused everywhere I travel to, everywhere I go in public. Then there is the fact that I'm being put through constant long periods of cruel psychological and physical abuse now. Very cruel and torturous. Because the way this woman does this and the way other people have carried out abuse is they will carry it out over long periods of time, and they will turn it off and on, off and on. So it's like a form of torture. Like you get relief from it for a little while, and then they'll just start back doing it again. So it's torture. It's absolute mind torture. And then it's turned into physical abuse now as well, like, with the fact that she's actually poisoning my air. I'm having to breathe that into my lungs, and it's her filthy secondhand lung smoke. Like, that is just so disgusting. And I don't know how she can't be ashamed of herself. I really don't. But she's not. She's continuing to do it. I've spoke out about on this channel, I don't know how many times, 45 times, something like that, about her just trying to get someone to do something about her polluting my air. And, my landlord's not taking enough action. So I'm going to continue to speak out about it. And so, yeah, my human rights are being abused like that. And, also my family are watching in on the camera as well. A lot of my family members are watching in on the camera, watching me go through this abuse, suffering, and the Campbelltown police are. And there's also a lot of random members of the community as well. And this bitch is sending through that stench right now. It is disgusting. It is rotten. It is absolutely rotten. I don't know what it is, but I've never smelt anything like it, and it's the grossest thing ever, and I should not have to breathe it in my home. St George Community Housing, what are you doing about it? It's your responsibility to make sure that I'm safe in the place where I live and pay rent to you for. And this person's been abusing me. You know that. You know that she's poisoning my air. You know that the range hoods have been rigged. You know that. You know that there's a camera in my smoke alarm, and you're not taking any action. Why are you allowing my human rights to be abused in this way? Why are you allowing this woman to get away with what she's doing? She's a criminal. And that's all there is to it. And I'm not giving up until these people are held accountable. So just know that. So yeah, noise pollution has also been taking place as a big part of the noise attacks. There was noise pollution going on. There was no regulation of noise pollution or the pollution that was being created by the noise attacks that went on for over a year and still are at times. Cruel and inhumane treatment to me as well. Yeah, like cruel and inhumane treatment in the way that my human rights are being abused. Like this is so cruel. Like I'm sitting here right now having to breathe in this filth. And I've also been purposely isolated and singled out by my community and family members as a part of this. So that's a part of the mind control abuse and the psychological abuse, is that, you know, they've purposely isolated me. They've made sure that I have absolutely no help. They've told a lot of lies to people too about me, like to keep people away from me, to stop me from getting the help that I need. And yeah, so I'm just totally isolated. There's everyone I go to for help, even people in the public eye, people that are meant to help people going through abusive situations don't help me. Nobody. Even large organisations, they don't help because the justice system either get ahead of me and tell them not to, or I don't know, they're bribed, or I really don't know. I know a lot of people are being paid to carry out abuse. These neighbours are. So yeah, I'm being purposely isolated and singled out by my community. You know, that's something that should never happen in this day and age. And I'm not guilty of any crime whatsoever. I've done nothing wrong. I'm totally innocent. The only crime I've committed is speak up about the injustices that I have been through over the past 10 years, where the New South Wales Police have been concerned and my family members. That's all I did. I spoke up about those, and that was when the community started carrying out abuse. I've also been discriminated against because of my gender. I mean, you know, being a woman, and then my status. I'm also a single woman. So being a single woman, I'm being discriminated against because of that, because, you know, you can guarantee this would not have been done to me if I'd have been in a partnered relationship or if I had been a male. So yeah, I'm being discriminated against. And I'm also being discriminated against because of my beliefs. I'm spiritual, and my beliefs are different to my family members. And this is why my family and some of the community have discriminated against me as well. And this is all happening in Campbelltown, New South Wales. For those of you who don't know where that is, it's not far from Sydney. It's southwest of Sydney in New South Wales. So, yeah, all these things happening in the suburbs. It's hard to believe, isn't it, that people are still discriminating against a woman, you know, for her status and spiritual beliefs. And the violation of the basic human rights, you know, it's just so extreme what I'm going through here. And I really need help. I really need help right now. If there's anyone that can help me out there, please reach out. I'll leave my email in the description box. And this channel is my only protection from what I'm going through right now. But as I said, like, most of the abuse has stopped, and that's great. Like, I'm so grateful for that, because the truth is getting out because of what I'm speaking about on this channel. But this woman is poisoning my air, and air is very, very precious. As everyone knows, air is like the most important thing that we need to survive. And this woman is poisoning my air 24 hours a day, and she's destroying my home. She's destroying my home contents. My walls are going yellow. My furniture's going yellow. She doesn't care. She's so disrespectful. She's so disrespectful. And, you know, she's poisoning me. She's poisoning my lungs. And this is being done to deliberately try and make me sick. She's being paid for it. The justice system are involved. And they know they're watching this go on. They watch me suffer in my home every day at what this woman's doing. And I can't handle toxins. So I really need help here, because no one's doing nothing about this. So that's all I can do, is just keep speaking up about it on this channel. And I just hope that my landlord does something about this. St George Community Housing, I don't know why you are not acting. Why are you not doing something about this woman? This is very, very serious. This is an absolute emergency. And the fact that this woman continues to abuse me after I've put out so many videos about what she's doing, that is proof that she is reckless. She doesn't care. She's out to hurt me. She stalks me aggressively. If I so much as close my eyes, she watches on the camera and starts abusing. She abuses me when I try to do the things I like meditation, because she can see my devices as well. There's a lot of people that can view my devices, which is another human right that's also being abused. People can see all of my business online. They know everywhere I go, every appointment I make, everything I do, everything I buy, everybody sees. And I don't deserve any of this. This is also that the justice system can just feel like they have control over me, some kind of control. And it's like people have done so much. There have been so many people involved in this, businesses, a lot of neighbours, a lot of organisations, and a lot of people have just carried out so much. They've gone to extremes to carry out abuse. People that work in the health system have as well. And because of this, and because of the truth getting out, they're carrying out this intense abuse on me now, just trying to take my life quick so that, no more truth gets out. And I think they're trying to, I think what they think they're going to do, if something happens to me, I think they're going to try and turn around and say that I was delusional and I was making it all up and I was doing this for attention. And I can tell you now, I'm absolutely not doing this for attention. This is definitely not what I want to do with my life. I have other things I want to do with my life that can be more meaningful and helpful to other people. And I'm being held back. I'm being deliberately held back from doing that by the justice system and everyone else involved in this abuse. So, I'm definitely telling the truth here. And that's why the more people that find out about what's going on here, the better. And, I've built up enough credibility on this channel now for people to know that I am genuine and I am reliable and I am telling the truth about what's going on here. So, I need people to share these videos, let others know what's going on, because who knows how many people have lost their lives to the justice system, taking people out like this, just because they're covering for some very abusive police and members of the public. They're covering for a police officer that has committed very violent and disgusting crimes against women. They're covering for a pedophile that they have done nothing about. And there's also other things as well. There's also the fact that I lived for 10 years in domestic violence and my calls for help were never handled correctly. I never received justice in regards to any of those calls, and that's because they were never followed up or I was never dealt with fairly. The justice system sided with my abusers, with all my abusers, because that's been a part of the psychological abuse. It's been going on for quite a few years in regard to my family and the justice system. It's been going on for quite a few years, this psychological abuse. But it was just over a year ago when the majority of the community got involved after I wrote a letter explaining all the injustices that I've been through to the police. And that's when this started. So they are just doing this to try and, get rid of me. So right now I have a woman trying to poison the air in my home. And she won't stop. She will not stop. And St. George Community Housing, you need to do something about this woman. You need to do something. You cannot poison somebody's air. You can't do that. Air is very important. It's more important than gas, electricity. There's air and then there's water. They are the two most important things, and it is an absolute emergency that you do something about this woman right now. And once again, if there's anyone that can help me, please reach out. Anyone that can help me legally in any way, bring these people to justice, please let me know. So thank you for listening, and I will talk to you on the next one. Bye for now, and God bless.